Today, we're going to talk about how to choose the right moment. The core of street photography is people watching in public space, including but not limited to streets. A big part of this is observe people and capture candid moments. But candid doesn't mean random. I'm going to share a tip that I have never shared before. If you have watched my first video, I talk about staying at a spot and wait for people to walk in the frame. So you kind of anticipate the subject to show up at a certain spot. Do you know what a T-mark is? It's a mark taped on the floor in filmmaking, so the actors know where they need to be and deliver the line. It's usually an angle that they don't block each other or cast shadows. It's all calculated. They have run rehearsals, so the lighting and the camera crew know how to set up. I applied this to street photography. It's like taping the invisible T-mark when I work on my composition. I cannot control how people show up, so I set a range, like multiple spots that look good. When I see the potential subject walking towards my invisible T-mark, that's my cue to hit the shutter button. Think of it as a stage, a theater play. Your actors are people on the street. You are co-creating. One of the most effective ways to set the stage is called subframing. Placing a subject inside a frame gives emphasis on the focal point. It's a frame within a frame. It works for other subjects as well. Like this one was taken in the Arctic Circle. This is what it looks like from the outside. So I look out the window. The shape of the window frame and the landscape together were just amazing. I believe it's shot on film. You can see the film grain. In landscape photography, we use subframing in our composition. You can see the fall foliage took up quite a large amount of space. It kind of wrapped around the small pavilion in the middle of a pond. The light was perfect. If you take away the foliage, it's just a standalone subject. Do you see the difference? It's about finding the right angle and use the frame to tell the story. Our next subject is this little cutie. They are everywhere in North America. This one happened to be enjoying its meal. I used my zoom lens to capture it from afar. You can see the shallow depth of field. I'm bringing this up just to show you any lens focal length can do the job, whether it's a wide shot or close up. Back to street photography. I'm going to show you 3 more examples that I have applied the invisible T-mark method. You probably see this in Transformers before. It's an iconic building in Hong Kong. When is the perfect moment to hit the shutter? I would say wait till a subject enters the frame. It could be a bird or a plane. It's going to be small, but it has a symbolic meaning. The closed environment has a way out. This one is a bit subtle. Can you see the subframe? I wanted to capture the fall foliage in the city. This is my mom. I asked her to walk across the street. I took a sequence of pictures of her crossing back and forth, trying different compositions. And this is the one frame I picked in Lightroom because of this subframing. Again, set the stage for your subject to be in. You've seen this one before? Now I'm showing the upper part. This is a bridge connecting the shopping mall. I saw this little window and people come and go. It's an indoor and outdoor space simultaneously. Due to the light direction, there are silhouettes, which is pretty cool. The ground floor down here is usually empty, but I was lucky to see this lady walking across. When you take street photos like this, don't forget to use continuous shooting mode to your advantage. Let me show you one more before we wrap this up. This building is very interesting. The front porch is well lit. Here is a natural frame. People finish work, we're about to go home. I was there for a brief moment only. I took 2 shots. I couldn't decide which one is better. I like them both. So can you find any element in the foreground to be your picture frame and also provide context to the story? I would love to hear from you. Comment below. I hope you enjoyed the tips. If you haven't watched my first video on street photography, I'll put the link here. Thanks for watching. Until next time.